So today we are shooting an absolutely beautiful 1911. This is the Springfield TRP Tactical Response Pistol. This thing is accurate. Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Today we've got a really special video for you guys. We have got a very nice 1911 pistol. This is the Springfield TRP, known as the Tactical Response Pistol. And first of all, I want to thank my good buddy Micah for loaning this to me. This is a pistol that is a little out of my price range due to the fact that I have so many other firearms that cost a lot of money. So Micah, thank you. I really appreciate you loaning me this so that I could make the video. Let's get into it. But first, I really want to thank every one of you that has subscribed to the channel. We're gaining new subscribers every single day. I want to thank everyone that's left a comment. I try to get to every comment that I can and respond to them. And I appreciate every one of you guys, as well as everyone that has liked or shared any of these videos. The channel is growing very rapidly right now, and it's fun, so I appreciate that. And I hope that I bring you something that is worthy of subscribing to. Springfield TRP 45 ACP. Seven rounds, 45. It's the Springfield TRP Tactical Operator, whatever you want to call it. I think this is the TRP Tactical model. I think the Operator is the one with the Picatinny rail on the bottom. But this 1911 it's a very nice 1911. There's going to be a little bit of comparison in this video to my Springfield mil-spec 1911, and with that comparison, you'll get to see what makes this one so special. So, the TRP is the civilian version of a pistol that won a contract. Springfield won a contract for the FBI, as I understand it, for their tactical response pistol. And they do, have some branding on here. If you can see it says tactical right there. It says TRP right here. Other than that, just 1911 A1, Springfield Armory. It's chambered in 45 ACP. Today at the range, just in case you're curious, we're shooting Blazer. This is aluminum cased ammunition, and it ran flawlessly. Some people have this weird idea, and I'm not sure where it comes from, that 1911s aren't reliable. Well, between this one, between my own personal 1911 and other 1911s that I've ran, Colts and such, I have seen nothing but reliability out of them. The only failures I've had with my 1911 had to do with a bad magazine. Couldn't get any failures out of this one. No matter what kind of ammo I ran through it, it just seems to work great. This 1911, it's an amazing pistol, but you pay for that. This is a $1,400 gun. Now, just for comparison's sake, the mil-spec here was like $700, a little bit less than that actually. So you're gonna pay twice as much for this. And at the heart of it, they're the same gun. They both have the same forged steel frame and slide, the same stainless steel match grade barrel. And so, technically they're kind of the same thing, but they're really not. This one has so many modern features and upgrades. It really makes for an incredible shooting experience. So to get right down to it, let's talk about what makes it tactical. So the first thing you notice when you pick this pistol up is the way it feels in your hand. the grip is very aggressive. And in fact, if you're not ready for it, it's so aggressive, it's almost uncomfortable. I'm not sure you can see, but it's eating up my hands already just holding it. But when you're at the range shooting it, that makes for a very, very controllable gun. You can handle the recoil on this thing really well, and it's due to this grip. It's got very aggressive G10 grips on here. They're flat black. It's got a little notch in it there so that you can reach your magazine release really easily. And then it's got 20 lines per inch checkering on both the front strap and the mainspring housing. And so, I mean, this thing, it is just solidly in your hands when you grip it. Now, again, for comparison's sake, this one has just straight lines on the arched mainspring housing. This one has a straight mainspring housing. And no checkering whatsoever on the front strap. And I didn't realize what a big deal that made until I shot this pistol. And it really helps you control recoil because your fingers are gripping that checkering so well. It would be difficult to not have good control over this pistol. The other thing that makes you be able to grip it so well is it's got this extended beaver tail here. Now, a 1911 has a pretty high bore axis already just by design, especially compared with, something like this, where, the bore is very low compared to the grip of your, the web of your hand. 1911 is a high bore axis, but this extended beaver tail makes it really easy to get as high up on it as you can. And with those G10 grips and the checkering here, you just have a very, very solid purchase on the gun. The other thing when it comes to grip is it has the enhanced beaver tail safety. The basic model just has your standard standard grip safety. Now this enhanced grip safety means that no matter how you put your hand on this gun, it's going to engage that safety. So you don't have to worry about the gun not firing. Now, since we're on the topic of safeties, standard model, standard safety there. This model has ambidextrous safety, so you've got it on both the right and left-handed side, and it is extremely easy to actuate, but at the same time, it's a very solid click. You know whether you're in safe or fire mode, which is really nice. Just handling this pistol this week, getting to know it, it makes me want to put some upgrades into this. At the same time, I do love the GI look, so probably not going to happen with this pistol, but there's a lot to be said for these modern features. Now, after the safety there, you've got your skeletonized hammer that recesses right into your beaver tail there. And you also have a skeletonized adjustable trigger shoe. So this is an aluminum trigger. And if you can see in there, there's a little hole and there's a set screw back there. So you can actually adjust the pre-travel on your trigger. And this trigger is amazing. So it's a 4.5 pound trigger. And being that a 1911 is single action only, one of the greatest features about a 1911 is that single action only trigger. It is literally like breaking glass. So let's take a look at that trigger. I like to do that. Little smallest, like a millimeter of take up. It's a ridiculously good trigger. Now let's take a look at the reset. Short, tactile, obvious. There's that brake again. That's an amazing, amazing trigger. All the controls are just very good on this thing. I mean, literally shoots magazines out when you actuate the magazine release. And while we're on the topic of magazines, check out this magwell. So when you look at the pistol, you almost can't even tell. It's not like some big, obvious, IPSC kind of magwell. But compared to your standard 1911, You can see mine right there. Take a look at the difference. So that makes for very fast, very, very easy reloads as I screw it up. But yeah, extremely easy reloads. That mag well is really nice, and when you have a standard 7-round magazine, which it comes with 2 7-round stainless steel magazines, it fits in there just flush, which is really nice. Now, if you're going to run one of these old school style magazines, it's actually going to be a little bit recessed in there. You know, this is the magazine that came with my 1911, but, you know, with one with the base plate on it, it's flush. You can just slam it home really easily. It's really nice. So the G10 grips and the front and back strap checkering on this thing make for an extremely aggressive grip, and it's just super easy to control this pistol. Man, this magwell makes for easy reloads too. So this being a 5-inch government model 1911, it fits in government model 1911 holsters. You know, it's the same size and shape as any 5-inch government model. And shoots 45 ACP. It's got the 5-inch stainless steel match grade barrel. And this is a very, very accurate barrel. I had no problem hitting bullseyes on my target today. Another thing you'll notice here is the full-length 2-piece stainless steel guide rod. Now that is an upgraded feature. If you take a look here, no full-length guide rod. This is the standard GI model. And that full-length guide rod, I'm not sure how much good it does, but it's nice and fancy, and it does make for a little bit of an interesting takedown, which I'll explain here in just a minute. The other thing about it that's nice is you have these front slide serrations, so you can manipulate the pistol from the front or the back very easily. The fit and finish between the slide and the frame is as tight as can be. There is no up and down, no side to side wiggle. I mean, you can't hear anything moving. This thing is tight and solid. And it's actually hand fitted. So when we break this down, you'll see that on the barrel and the slide, there's actually something engraved in it. I believe it's 90 on this one. And that's so that they can keep the same barrel and slide and frame together in the manufacturing process. Each one of these TRP pistols all the parts are hand fitted together. And so it makes for a very smooth, very tight pistol, which is really nice. So it's got really nice sights. It's got tritium Trigicon night sights built into it. And these are removable, you know, they're dovetailed in both the front and rear. And I've tested them in the dark. They're very fine night sights, but they're very easy to pick up. They glow very brightly. So, you know, as far as a home defense pistol, I know you can't mount the light on it because you don't have a rail here, but you can pick those sights up at night, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think we've gone over most of the upgrades on here. We shot this pistol today, or I shot it today at the range. And, you know, like a 1911 is, it's very accurate. It feels really good. 1911s are about my favorite kind of pistols to shoot. They just feel fantastic. They're really easy to be accurate with. You know, one like this is really easy to do reloads. You'll see that in my range footage. It worked with every kind of mag I ran with it. You know, it comes with 2 of these 7-round stainless steel Springfield mags. I used my 7-round blued mag from my 1911. I ran it with Wilson Combat mags. Every one of them ran absolutely flawlessly. You know, this is just an impressive pistol. And you can tell when you feel this thing, it feels very heavy. There's a lot of weight to it. I think it weighs about 3 pounds. So, you know, there's girth to this. It's a heavy pistol. But that really helps to control the recoil, all that weight. You know, because it shoots 45 ACP. That's a big bullet, you know, compared to like a 9mm. But it controls that very well. And again, you know, it has to do with the design of the pistol as well. You know, with your extended safety on here, you can get your thumb over the top of that. And that helps to control your recoil, kind of use it as a gas pedal there. And then just, you know, the checkering on these grips, you have a solid purchase on this gun when you're, you know, shooting it. The sights work great. It's just, you know, man, this is a beautiful 1911. And it really makes me want to get kind of an upgraded one, but you're going to pay for it. Like I said, it's $1,500 for the TRP. I've bought cars that cost less than that. Actually, I've bought a few cars that cost less than that. So, I mean, you're going to pay for it, but what you get, and is it worth it? I'd say if you got the money, it probably is. It really is just a beautiful 1911. And this was the 1911 that motivated me to buy this 1911. When I just had my first pistol, which was this Ruger here, I went out shooting with the friend who owns this. And as much as I love my Ruger, I was really impressed with the way this 1911 felt. Like I said, that was a little out of my price range at the time. But what I was able to find was a Springfield 1911 for about half the price of this. And, you know, half the price looked pretty good. So, and I do love my 1911 as well. I just love 1911 pistols. I think as this channel goes on, we're going to have a collection of 1911s come through this channel, hopefully. And hopefully a lot of them will be here to stay. But I'd like to talk about the way this one breaks down because it's a little bit different than your standard GI 1911. So when it comes to breaking this 1911 down, the only real difference is you have this 2-piece guide rod up here. So you need to use an Allen key to pull that out. And then after that, it breaks down just like any other GI 1911. Push down on this. Rotate your bushing out of the way. This comes off. Line up your holes here. Comes out. And there's your 1911 field stripped. And this is where you can see that engraving mark. And that's how they keep the parts together and hand fit this gun back together. So very, very cool 1911. Standard deal on the inside. All steel construction. 1911s are just beautiful guns. So let's put this back together. It goes back together just like any other GI 1911 does. Then you take the other piece of your guide rod. Goes right in there. Screw it back in. And the pistol is ready to shoot again. So, you know, when it's time to field strip it, to clean it, maintain it, don't be intimidated. There's nothing that difficult about this at all. You know, and 1911s in general, people talk about how they are, you know, just more complicated, more difficult to use, more difficult to maintain than your standard, you know, polymer frame pistol. And technically that's true, but if you can't figure this out, you probably don't have any mechanical aptitude whatsoever. It's not difficult. It's just, you know, a couple more steps and a couple more parts than, you know, your modern polymer pistol. But it's really worth it. When you go out and shoot one of these, you'll be able to tell the difference between this and, you know, your Glock, your M&P, those kinds of things. And I love Glocks and M&Ps, don't get me wrong. But there's something about a 1911 that just feels amazing to shoot. It's just kind of got a little bit more soul to it. John Moses Browning, the year was 1911. Obviously, this design has been around for over 100 years. or at least this design. You know, this is a 1911 A1 clone GI style. This is a 1911 A1, you know. It's the same design, it's the same parts. It's just upgraded, modern, tactical, and it's got those features that the modern shooter is looking for. So if you've got $1,500 to spend on a gun, if you only want to get one really nice pistol, I recommend going with something like this. You're going to feel great owning this. You're going to take pride in something like this, and you're going to have a lot of fun shooting it. The only issue that I have with 1911s is the capacity. 7 rounds of 45, or you know, you can get a 9mm 1911, which to me a 1911 should be chambered in 45. But you know, the 9mm 1911s are fantastic too. But even with those, you only get like 9 or 10 rounds versus 15 or 17 with a double stack pistol. But that's a small price to pay for a gun that just feels so good, shoots so accurate, points so, you know, so well. It's just a really great gun to shoot. You will notice the accuracy out of that match grade barrel. You'll notice the extra accuracy that you get with that single action trigger. I mean, that trigger pull beats any polymer frame striker fired pistol that you're going to find. It really just does. I put an Apex trigger in my M&P. This trigger feels better. You know, and that Apex is as good as a striker fired pistol can be. So, but when you get this TRP, for what you spend, you do get a couple extra things. You get 2 magazines versus 1, and they come with these base plates so that they're flush in that mag well. You also get a really nice Springfield 1911 carrying case. It's padded. It comes with your lock, some stuff to clean your gun, bore brush. You get all these little slots to carry extra magazines and accessories and things. It's kind of a nice little deal. You know, I loaded this thing up with 5 magazines before I went out there today. It was nice to have little slots to put them in, something to carry the gun in, keep it safe, keep it clean and out of the weather. Because as much as this thing is made to handle the elements, when you got a $1,500 gun, you're going to want to keep it in as good a condition as you can. Am I wrong? So it's nice that it comes with all that stuff. Please let me know what you guys think about 1911s. And, you know, I know a lot of people are really into this old school GI look, but I know a lot of people really appreciate the modern kinds of features and stuff that you get with something like this. Is it worth it to you to pay $1,500 for something like this? Or does it make more sense to get, this is a Springfield as well, you know, high quality gun, but it's half the price. Does that make more sense to you? Or does it make more sense to you to run a Glock or an M&P or some other, you know, modern polymer frame striker fired pistol? I'd like to know your opinions. I know after shooting this thing today that it just feels better. It really does. This gun puts a smile on your face when you're at the range. So with the Springfield TRP, you get all the modern things that you want on a really high-end 1911. You can get a really high purchase on this gun because of this extended beaver tail. You get that grip safety every time because of the enhanced grip safety on it. Really good grip on it. And this trigger, man, this trigger is just amazing. Ambidextrous safety, fantastic pistol. I'm in love. So let's get a nice close-up to close the video out. Springfield TRP Tactical Response Pistol. It's a beautiful, modern, tactical 1911. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We do have a Patreon now that we're getting set up. Go check that out. If you want to even donate $1 a month, $5 a month, anything to help keep the channel running, it is greatly appreciated. And we've got Amazon affiliate thing going. So we're going to leave a link to that. And all you got to do, click on the link, and any of your regular Amazon shopping you were going to do, it gives a little kickback to the channel, helps pay for guns, ammunition, all the stuff that it takes to keep this channel running, because it has become very expensive. But I appreciate every single one of you. I hope that the videos that I'm showing you are bringing you value. You guys are bringing me value, and it's fun to see all the views, subscribes, likes, and comments. It really is, you know, I appreciate every one of you guys. So from Sawtooth Tactical, remember, stay strapped or get clapped. Till next time, my friends.